Here's one you don't see as many of these days, and we used to see a lot of 857s, 857Ds, etc. Yeah, it really has slowed down quite a bit over the years, which sort of shows you that I think ICOM outsold the 857 with their 706s back in the day. That they were the two competing radios, but we were Yaesu dealers at the time, and we were ICOM dealers too back in the day, right back in those days. Geez, but I remember seeing a lot of 857s that came in and out our way, and they were pretty good. And somehow I've managed to put the lock function on there. I can just see that there, and I reckon that was on the side here, wasn't it? Oh yeah. I bumped it as I've. There we go. A little running man that says it's actually back operating again. But look, these were a great little radio. You could get the YSK 857 head for it, and certainly, the separation kit for it for the head. Get it right. And the YSK 857 allowed you just to, very seriously, just easy to show you. You pretty much just zap the front off there. This was a longer cable. A lot of people made up their own little extension cables for these. It wasn't hard to do. So you didn't literally need to, because they used little Cat 5 looking plugs. Actually, it's a smaller telephone one, isn't it? Sorry. Yes, it is. Yeah, little telephone plug. That was a very easy lead to make up. So, Yaesu made a lot of people happy there in being able to make your own kit. By the same token, they came out with a nice plastic moulding where it fitted like this fits into this bit here. There was a moulding you could put on your dash and, then have that sitting on the dash, and you just had that alone without having to, a bit like the 706 and the 7000s, etc. These were extremely good for what you got. Now, the thing with the 857 is you sort of had to learn a couple of really basic things. Now, once you learnt those basic things, life became a lot simpler. Now, their up-down was your band, etc., so you could go like so. And as you can see, they were like an Earth station in the fact that this was the... and just so you know, this one here, if you end up buying this one, does not transmit on 27 megs. We have not gone removing diodes or anything. Not my style. Excuse me. Sorry, dying here today. Not really, just some sort of strange cough. And basically, yes, you could just, the easier way to go here if I wanted to get back to 490. Now, see how this here becomes, this is your very multi-purpose control. This little rotary encoder is something that you learn especially to get around quickly. You push it, and then look at that, 1 meg splits, etc., and you can, not splits, sorry, 1 meg band segments, etc. And, hang on, come up. Where do I want to go? That's better. And as you can see, back to 5kc intervals, all that can be changed to suit what you like. So that's the great news about it. Then you had basically volume up the top here, squelch, and they do like a squelch RF gain thing, but yes. Oh, did they? Good point. I'm trying to remember now. I think it might have been switchable, minor thing, but like ICOM generally, this becomes an RF gain squelch, and so you end up leaving in the middle position. This is set up just as a squelch at the moment. I have to check that actually. That's an interesting point. Now, one of the other interesting things about where you had to buy an option for DSP, now this was the nice thing about Yaesu. You could go in, DSP was standard, etc. As you can see, like so. And the more I'm saying that, I'm just trying to remember whether that was the difference between the D and the 857. Geez, Mike, you're over in the US. You'll know this one off the top of your head. I'm actually struggling. Let me just check that. I'm going to be terribly honest here, and I had to go check. It was the only difference between the 857 and the 857D was the DSP was actually fitted. So basically, if you bought a D, you didn't have to go buy the DSP; it was already in there. And if you bought the 857, the earliest version, they actually did make you pay for it. So I was sort of wrong and right. No, I was wrong, and in that there was a point where you had to do exactly what ICOM did. Great microphone, actually. There, a lot of control off that microphone too. It's funny. This is like revisiting a lot of years ago for me. I've not played with one of these for years. We're obviously Yaesu dealers, and we had a lot of them come through, these and 897s and etc. etc. But yeah, so look, so this one here is literally an 857D, and from what I can read, yes, that was the only option. Difference was the DSP came standard on the 857D. So essentially, yes, this is 857D. So I don't know if they changed the branding on top when they added it. See, sometimes because of just literally costing involved, and if they've got 2,000 front panels in stock, they certainly don't want to put a D on the end of it if they don't have to. And we find that with a lot of radio models where that becomes the case. Sometimes you'll have to go to the real information about the radio to find out exactly what you've got. Most of them, like you see with the Kenwoods, 590s, the 590 SG is obviously the version everybody wants. I don't know why, because the ALC problem on the 590, if that's the only reason people buy 590 SGs, seriously, you're paying a lot of money extra for something that really is not a big issue. Anyway, that's another subject. Okay, so FT857, what did it do? Well, we saw just before, the biggest strength is that, yes, you had 6 meters. Yes, you had... squelch. Yes, you had 2 meters, which was lovely. You obviously had tone, etc. And then you had 70. And see, that's the other advantage they're showing you right now is the all mode capability of it is brilliant. And these radios, they covered a lot. And I had a client asking me about an 857 the other day, and I said to him, I said all the things a salesman would say, great radio, good starter radio, blah, 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 blah. Then I wrote him this very long thing on, sort of radios in general, and in the end, he didn't buy from us either, by the way. And that's okay. We don't mind that. That's no big deal. But he had a budget which was just impossible to meet. It was just for what, and don't get me wrong, he'll learn in time, sort of that some things are able to be got, reasonably cheap. Other things just unfortunately have not set, but they certainly don't vary under $500. You're going to find that your budget under 5 is very different to your budget over 5, and that's probably where we ended up with him. But that's minor. Sort of today we shipped out 8 radios. Tomorrow we'll probably do something similar. Well, maybe not quite that many. Today was a good day, but we're busy. So when we get people like that, we try to spend as much time as we can with them, but there is a limit to how long you can educate. And this is why ham radio clubs, please. Definitely talk with your ham clubs. If we're trying to sell you something, go get a second opinion. Ask someone else. I'm incentivized financially to sell you something. So whilst I'll always try to be very honest with you, I'm incentivized financially to sell you something. So, obviously get opinions as well. All right, so let's have a look here. Have we got any transmit power? Hello. Right on 100 watts. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, transmits beautifully. Actually, can I go to 1 2 1 2? Oh, hang on, I need to set this up. Okay, we'll try that again. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. Hello. Test 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that's sounding nice. Really nice, actually. And for those, excuse me, being used to me with this screen being so dim, I have a few things happening at the moment. I have another one coming down to me that is one of my great mates up in Queensland, and I wish I could name him because he is such a good mate of mine, and he's got me out of trouble, and I really appreciate him. And once I get permission to talk about him more, I will, but that may not be as easy. He works a fairly high-level government job, and anyway, more to the point, this one here, I've... long story, but I ended up with 2 units down that were both faulty from a chap, and I don't want to talk about him because, people that do that, they it's just what it is. But I was able to take a screen out of one of his faulty units, and this is the screen which is flickering a bit at the moment because of the just the aperture, but don't worry about that so much. But I've got a screen I can see again, and I've got to be honest with you, that is a painful job. That took a while. It's a pain of a job to do. But anyway, we've got a working 2001. what I was going to say is that the one that's going to replace this one is coming down very soon, and this one will go actually over into the museum building, and that'll give us some flexibility, etc. But I do have coming down from my really good mate a 2670. Now, I know this is supposed to be about an 857D, but you wait till I show you what a 2670 is. Does DMR, does digital, does so much, so much. And if you can hear excitement in my voice, and you haven't heard that recently, well, trust me, you know, it is definitely exciting. So that is good news. Just have a look at what's going on here. Why is that all off and changed? We must have moved some, I don't know. It's weird. Hang on, I'll fix that. See, multimeters are great, but you've got to be able to see them. And I know what happened when we were moving all these monitors around. I had to drop the handle of this because I thought, why can't I see my... yeah, great. That's better. This one here, by the way, this is from Alan Meredith, the VK2CA, sold me this some time back. And one of the most generous guys out there. Look, you know, this was not a lot of money. It was under $1,000 to give you an idea. And those, you know, if you know what you're looking at, you know, they're not a cheap machine. They're a beautiful machine, but very big thank you. Okay, I better get back to the radio in hand. Let's see if it actually receives. So let's go to 495. Oh, now I know what I've done. Yeah, so I've made it harder on myself. 490, sorry, that's where we want to go. No, I could have done it this way. No, I can't. Because I finished on a come on, stop being silly. Right, that's better. So 490, let's just put a bit of signal into it. Now I'm putting a signal at 28491.3. So I'm getting a very, very nice ability to hear that on sideband. Once again, the VK7RX discipline lesson that I had to take, and he's right. Sometimes what we were showing you, hang on, turn it off. It's receiving beautifully. It's all right, I won't even go into that. But as Bob was saying, when you put an FM signal into a radio, that's lovely if you're doing it on FM. But when you go to sideband, you're, kilohertz. And so even though you think you're getting a great signal in respect to your receive sensitivity might be minus 123. Bob showed me where you do it right, you might find out it's minus 128, or say, the difference between 0.5 of a microvolt down to 0.3. And I'd forgotten that. It's a really simple thing and that's the problem with being a tech for so many years. You sometimes just take shortcuts and when I say a tech for so many years, then you have that break where you don't be a tech for so many years, and then that's when the shortcuts occur, no question. So yeah, thanks Bob, VK7RX, now living in South Australia, loving his life over there. Bob gets over here quite a bit. He was supposed to be here this weekend, but we've got a family-packed weekend, unfortunately, with moving the mother-in-law and oil stack, and the beds are full. Every bed in this place is full this weekend, which is a bugger, because love having Bob over here. It's teaching me how to weld at the moment, even with a defib in my next to my heart. I've got all these 2 meter rulings, and anyway. All right, 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. This is really nice. It's nice to remember just how easy it is to get around one of these, because I haven't used one for a long time, and just sort of quickly going in and saying, oh, that's right, DSP, etc., and then different ways to run through your modes, and everything's very simple on these things, and they were set up. So if you wanted a digital radio, bang, you could, send a bit of packet. You could do whatever back in the day. Obviously, you could set your RIT clarifier, etc. We showed you the down up. What was on the side? Oh, VFO memory. That's right. So basically, if you went to there and the memory was on the rotary encoder for memory. Okay, so this has got no memories in it, and the VFO just goes back to VFO. But just check that again. Yeah, no, it's got no memories in it at the moment, so that's all right. And was the one? It was only the single knob. That's right. They didn't have an outside on that. But look, these were just very, very simple to get around. Nice radios, and once you started to play with it and realised, just how easy you could just get from band to band, they were strong competition for the 706 back in the day, no question about it. I don't know why they got 27, so many frequencies 27 here, because, definitely I'm going to do this again. See, it doesn't transmit. Just making sure. We get accused of different things at times, and I sort of go, no, well, look, we do quite the opposite. Anyway, But yeah, good 100-watt little radio. This video has gone way over time because I've raved on about a million things outside of this radio, so my apologies. Those that have stuck with me, very good, well done. But look, this one's, I think, had a life, a good life, but I reckon it was in a mobile at some stage, because I could see where the bracket had been fitted, and you'll always tell that there'll be some marks around where the bracket was, etc., etc. And often that meant that somebody had that sitting in the rear of the car, and this, in the front of the car. I don't think it really detracts whether somebody used it mobile or not. People have asked me that before. Would you buy something out of someone's mobile? Yeah, no. Look, especially something where it's been remote mounted, and I mean, sure, they've had to deal with a little bit more, probably bumpy roads and things like that. I mean, if you said ideal, probably, yeah, okay. Ideal is to buy something that's not something that's come out of a mobile in some respects, but I think this sort of era when they've been made, the chances of dry joints and things like that, it's a whole different ballpark to some of the early. I mean, this is just not a Chemtronics 1000, that when you put it in the car 3 days later, had dry joints all over it. Yeah, they were interesting. Anyway, this one's going to be coming up for sale, so just look for it on the adverts, etc., etc. Let me get it off 27 megs. Actually, sorry, one test I did want to run very quickly was hello 1 2. Oh yeah, look, actually, yeah, better power. Hello 1 2. So getting over 100 watts. 1 2, over 100 watts on 40, and that's good news. Let me just check one other thing we didn't check. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to check. A lot of people like running these things on 144.1 XL. Just chucked it on any frequency that was in there. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. And they've got it set at lower power at the moment. Good point. Someone's had that turned down, probably for packet usage or something. Just trying to remember the packet frequencies, etc. But overall, let's see if it's receiving there okay. Yeah, receiving beautifully. Okay, just a very quick test actually, just on the VHF UHF side. Let's just put in 430 megs here. 430. 0. Sideband receiving, yeah, no, and we're not putting a lot of signal into that either. Beautiful. S5, yeah. Hang on, we'll just bring that down a bit. Oh, just losing it there. Point 0.65, so not too bad. Just starting to get noisy at 0.5, to be honest. And once again, they've got the power set on low at the moment, which is 6.67 watts. 1 2 3 4 5. I just actually took a bit of a quick break then, because I was just trying to work out, oh, that's right, how do you get into the menu for different things like display colour and contrast, etc. Dial step. There's this, and to hold, you've got to hold the function button down for a couple of seconds to do that. So basically it gets you in there. I'll show you that in just a second. I was just going to have a look at, you can set all your AM mic gain, Vox gain, timeout timer. I like timeout timers. I always get scared a radio's going to get left. And look at so much that, see, at the moment you could probably wind that up a bit, because it's 50%. Pretty sure a chap that used to have this was using it mainly on data. There you go. Remember I was talking about the squelch RF gain. So yes, you can nominate that to be RF gain, squelch, or both. Can you? No, either or. Okay, so we'll leave that as squelch. So see, yes, ICOM does a little bit differently, to be fair. Peter Schiff, you set, obviously at the moment it's seeing the 5 meg split, because we're sitting here on 70 centimeters. RF power set. Okay, yep. So when I have a look at that, yeah, I reckon that's down a little bit, to be honest, to where it should be. What have I got? I'll show you. Oh, yeah, it's down a bit. It's about 13 watts, 14 watts. Yeah, I reckon that's down just a little bit. Sometimes when we see something like that, the answer I've found is to sometimes reset the radio. We find that sometimes between the menu settings and between what they're supposed to do and what they do it, it's just got a little bit confused. And it's funny, in the back of every Yaesu book, and ICOM have done the same thing. They do it on purpose, because they know that there are certain little things that you know, depending on the firmware design, well, firmware release more so, you know, it can be that they've got little quirks and things that, and the answer is always the same: reset, reset, reset. Anyway, all right, I'm going a bit long on this video too. I'm just looking at it going here. Look, the other thing is, once you get out of that menu, if you hit it once, like so, that'll also give you all these little menus here where you can change from a power meter to, say, SWR. You can change the display, let's say, to the larger display. Lots of little things you can do that, you know, really just... this is for the HS 120 antenna, so you can actually hit the down-up tune button, etc. AGC I've got set to slow, then IPO attenuated, narrow filter if you've got that fitted, etc., etc. Play the various bits and pieces for record. So, yeah, look, great little radios, and I just thought I wanted to just put it on VHF, UHF, and just have a quick look. Generally, this is your HF toy. I mean, when you start having to sort of go from band to band, etc., generally you're either a HF person or VHF, UHF sort of guy. And if you're a VHF, UHF sort of guy, this has got a lot of things in it that you don't really need. But for HF, I like these. These are, oh, don't hit the transmit, and I'll tell you why. Because the two antenna ports on there, the one I've just taken out of on the left-hand side is VHF, UHF, and I've just knocked something there. Good on me. And then, you know, I'm back into the HF now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see on HF, 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, brilliant power output. I just can't remember the hold down two buttons. I might have a quick look on the reset, because I'd like to get rid of those 27 meg frequencies. Hang on. Oh, here's something I've just learned. Watch this. I didn't know this one. Okay, so you turn that one. So I held down the up and the down button, and it does. It goes through, cleans all the relays. So it's not hold those two buttons down. Hang on. Okay, I found clone mode. That's hold those two down. I should just walk over to a manual. It would be a lot easier. Okay, no luck so far. I reckon maybe it was just a two button thing with the 857s. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's reset it completely. As you can see, we've gone back to the default display, and yeah, and that now should be all basically doing just all standard 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, doing beautifully. Yeah, look, that's it. Anyway, look, this one's not going to sell for huge money. It's one that we just got in a pile of radios sitting around the place here, so definitely you'll see it up for sale soon. All right, well, I think I just learned something. So what was it? Clone mode was those two there. Clean the relays, hold the down and the up button while you turn it on. So clone mode, hold those two buttons while you power on. Clean the relays, hold those two buttons while... There you go. I've got to be honest, I didn't even know that one. All right, if you're looking for a little FT857, and it is a D because it's got the DSP unit in it, great little radio to run mobile, great little radio to run portable, because, you know, you can switch the power down and etc, etc. See, now we're in there, we can hold that there. Now we're on the HF menus, so you can, these all have been defaulted back to the book defaults, which, to be fair, the previous owner, I think, was definitely a digital guy. But as you can see the RF power set 100 watts. Now, if I turn that down to 50 watts, well, no, let's turn it down to 10 watts, 10 watts. F-core level, 11 watts. Oh, wait, 1, 2, see that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, that PEP meter is saying about 20 watts, so that's a little bit over the top, but 1, 2, 1, 2. Or the accuracy of this digital thing is not as good as what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that looks like 5 watts more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And as you can see, you know, very easy to adjust up. If you're an F-core and you need to run at 10 watts, well, there's 100 watts there. 1, 2, hello. Yep. Actually, that is doing better since a reset. Interesting that. And as I said to you, they can get a little bit interesting. And the other thing, oh, hang on, no, I should have left it there. No, what I wanted to do, where was it? This video has gone so over time that it just doesn't matter anymore. You've already switched off. Colour. Now, oh, hang on. No. Oh, I've got to do it here, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Now, this is all the colours that you could do. I sort of like the blue, but not too... Let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, I like the blue. But as you can see, you can put it on any colour you want. Anyway, Nearly 25 minutes. Crazy. Sorry, didn't really intend. If this has gone a little bit over time, it's me raving on. 73s, guys, all the best, and please subscribe, and please do lots of things like hit the like button, etc. 5 seconds to go. Cheerio, all the best, and we'll see you soon. Bye. VK3 Charlie Mike, gone.